Spider-Man Hostile Takeover, Chapter 37. Still in his Spider-Man suit, he used his phone to watch video footage of the police leading Wilson Fisk out of the ballroom. Nothing was going to stick, of course, but everyone had seen him punch Maya. There would be questions. And the media was sure to find out that Maya was his foster child. Still, she was dressed in a costume, and it would be easy for Fisk to argue that he hadn't recognized her, that he felt threatened by someone who could have been as dangerous as one of the Spider-Man or any other powerful criminal. It was a safe bet that Fisk's lawyer would have him out on the street in an hour. Whatever the Kingpin had on Norman Osborn was lost forever. Spider-Man wasn't sure how he felt about that. No one should be able to blackmail the mayor of New York, of course. On the other hand, it would be better if the mayor wasn't doing things that led him susceptible to blackmail. The world, however, was a complicated place, and he'd have to hope that Norman Osborn would seek power through being an effective leader, rather than abusing his authority. Wilson Fisk was never going to be a commissioner of finance, though, and that was a huge win. It wasn't a win like seeing Fisk tried for murder, but it gave Spider-Man time to dig in further. It gave him room to breathe, and Bingham, the false Spider-Man, was in custody. On the news, they said he was being sent for psychiatric evaluation. It was likely he'd end up in Ravencroft rather than a prison. That was fine as far as Spider-Man was concerned. Clearly the guy was nuts. As long as he was kept off the streets forever, it didn't much matter what flavor the confinement came in. "Don't expect Bingham to talk," Echo said again when they met in the janitor's closet. "Guys like that never do. So there's not much he'll turn on Fisk. Besides, it's pretty clear that he is insane, which means anything he says will need to come with hard evidence. That won't be the way to destroy Fisk." "The goal isn't to destroy him," Spider-Man said. "It's to see he goes to jail." "That's one opinion," she responded. "Look, I know you were raised not to believe in subtlety, but we have to let the police handle this. Even better, we have to help the police to handle it. Do you have any idea how many people Fisk controls inside the police department?" "So you want to take justice into your own hands?" he asked. "I don't know what I want to do," she admitted. "I need time. Before he find out I turned on him. I raided some files and found out that I still have cousins in Montana. The first thing I will do is head out there, talk to them, see if maybe they can help me learn more about who my father really was. Maybe I'll stay out there." "Echo, I could always use your help here," Spider-Man told her. "We could do things the right way and make a huge difference." "Maybe," she said. "But you've got pretty good instincts. I have a feeling that you'll figure out what needs to be done. And when that happens, you'll see things through." Spider-Man nodded. "Family's important, so I understand. But if you ever decide you want to come back, I'll be happy to have your help." "Might be fun," she smiled. "In the meantime, I have something for you." She held out a thick file bound together with the straining rubber bands. "Think of this as a going-away present." He turned when he heard the stairwell door opening. Yuri Watanabe came out onto the roof. And much to Peter's surprise, she looked happy. I've only got a few minutes, she said. People will start to wonder where I am. Look, Lieutenant, I'm sorry, he began. I know you told me to stay away, but the situation was critical. I had to act. Yes, you did, she said. And I'm not angry. You don't work for me, and you do what you have to do. I would be angry with you if it hadn't worked out. But you stopped a bad guy. And when it comes to Fisk, you've bought us some time. That's what's important. So, I haven't blown the investigation? She laughed. People aren't worried that Spider-Man is a criminal. Cops on the force were wasting too much time looking for you. That takes a lot of pressure off anyone who might be seen talking to you, too. It doesn't mean we can have lunch together, but it does mean we can go back to work. That's good, he said. Because I have a present for you. He handed her the file that Maya had given him. It's from an insider. Lots of details about Fisk's operation. It may make a difference. Watanabe took out her phone and used its slide to scan through the documents. I'll need time to digest this, but it looks huge. She gave a low whistle. Really huge. There are a lot of avenues to pursue. It could take months to run it all down. But if even some of what's in here checks out, it could make the difference. She turned and walked back into the building, still reading. He sat down on the edge of the roof, letting his legs dangle. It had been a long time, a very long time, since there had been any sort of win. Fisk would likely remain a free man. But he was tainted now. Done were the days he could sell himself as the savior of New York. Anika's killer was in police custody. There was justice for all the victims of the restaurant bombing. For Abe Ramsey. He'd spent so much time wondering if he really could make a difference. Now he was starting to think that maybe the world was better off with Spider-Man after all. At least, for now.